Legal analysis and framework, Constitutional Convention and citizen ratification under CRA background. In the historical context of the United States, the only constitutional convention that has occurred took place in 1787. The delegates to this convention were initially provided with specific instructions by the states they represented. However, these instructions were disregarded, and the delegates proceeded to create an entirely new form of government, resulting in the drafting of the current United States Constitution. Legal precedent. The ability of the delegates to take such action stems from the nature of their task, drafting what would become the supreme law of the land. Under this premise, no existing law could regulate the proceedings or outcomes of the convention. The states were faced with a singular choice, to ratify or reject the newly proposed constitution. This process underscores the concept that once in the realm of creating or amending supreme law, the scope of authority and action can transcend the bounds of ordinary legal constraints. Application to CRA. In the context of the Citizens Ratification Amendment, CRA, the term ratify is employed in a manner consistent with its historical usage during the ratification of the United States Constitution. Under the CRA, citizens are granted the power to ratify laws and regulations, mirroring the ratification process of the Constitution itself. This function is explicitly limited to ratification, thereby avoiding any alteration to the fundamental structure of government. The CRA's framework ensures that the power of citizens is confined to the ratification of laws, akin to the ratification process that followed the Constitutional Convention. Implications of a Constitutional Convention. The historical precedent of the 1787 Constitutional Convention highlights the inherent risks associated with such conventions. Given that the delegates at the time were able to entirely disregard their original mandates and establish a new government, a modern-day constitutional convention could similarly operate beyond the constraints of existing legal frameworks. This potential for far-reaching and uncontrolled changes underscores the importance of the limited and defined scope of the CRA, where citizen involvement is restricted to ratification, thus mitigating the dangers associated with broader constitutional conventions. Conclusion. The CRA's use of ratify aligns with the historical legal precedent set during the ratification of the United States Constitution. The limited scope of citizen authority under the CRA serves as a safeguard against the risks posed by a constitutional convention, ensuring that the foundational structure of government remains intact while empowering citizens to participate in the ratification of laws.